Welcome, guys. I hope you enjoyed this match because it was really good after a Champions League week. Anyway, so Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, they were gonna play for La Liga. Atletico, they're gonna play the 4-4-2. They always played this formation. The only difference from the game against Real Madrid was that they're gonna have a couple subs, especially in the defense with Lennerman, Renilu, and Lino. And everybody else played the same. Griezmann, Julian. So that's their typical formation. Then when they play this 4-4-2, they can also turn into a 4-2-3-1 because Simeone and Lino, they like to attack more. They're pretty fast, so they can do it like this. And obviously Griezmann and Julian, they move around a lot. Alright, so Barcelona, on the other hand, they're going to play the 4-2-3-1, and still the same team that play midweek against Benfica. Anyway, so they were going to play this. In my opinion, Olmo didn't have the best match, and Casado didn't have a good impact in the game. When the game started, you're going to see that Barcelona, they were pressed super high. They were pressing and they couldn't let Atletico breathe for a minute. And Barcelona created a lot of chances in the first 15 minutes or so. Then, after the 15 to 20 minute, Atletico, they were able to get the ball, especially with Griezmann on the ball, because the ball was with Pedri all the time. And whenever Pedri tried to get in the last third, the ball was there. And so, when Pedri doesn't have the ball, he doesn't have the creation, and Olmo didn't have a big impact in the game, Atletico felt comfortable just letting Barcelona have the ball, and they were going to do their counter-attacks that they always do. The first 20 minutes, they were entertaining. The 20 to 40th minute, it was a lot of back and forth, but very predictable, because Jamal didn't have a big impact in the game during the first half, I would say, because they fouled him a lot, and they were following him. And Conte, he was trying to go for it, but Lino, he's also very physical. Anyway, so then, in the 43rd minute or so, Pedri gives a great pass to Lewandowski in the box. But Lewandowski actually misses that, and he's the bar. He's the crossbar. But right after that play, All Black sees Griezmann on the other half of the pitch, and he's gonna send a great cross. And obviously, that's why you attack Barcelona, because they're gonna have their defensive line super high. So Griezmann was gonna be in the back of Conde and Cubarsí, and he's gonna cross the ball to actually Simeone. And then Simeone, instead of shooting, he passes it to Julian. Julian scores the 1-0 for Barcelona. And that was a very good... That was their game plan. But as you're going to see, it was all Barcelona in the first half. They had more possession, they had more passes, they had more accuracy. So it was a little frustrating, because I would say when Atletico scores the first goal, they try to defend that. So the game becomes a little boring, because we all know they're going to just park the bus. Everybody's going to be in their own box trying to kick it away and just do a lot of counterattacks. So when the second half started, as you can see, Atletico, everybody's defending, Barcelona trying to attack, but no, this is what it changed the game, in my opinion, because Rafinha, obviously, he was playing as a number 10, moving a lot, because the way he allows Balde to come on this wing, but also Pedri, because he realized that the ball was on his back, so he started moving a lot, even to here, to the right-hand side. And he started creating more spaces there. And obviously Barrios, he had to do a lot of defensive work against Olmo and Casado, so he couldn't keep up with Pedri on that side. Anyway, so then you would see that Barcelona, they were having chances in the second half, especially with Yamal. In the second half, Yamal, he was playing better. Anyway, then in the 60th minute, Gallagher, he was going to give him for Lino, and Sorloth was going to give him for Julian. Julian was tired, obviously, after midweek, and Gallagher, he started against Real Madrid, so that's why he was on the bench. I like when Gallagher comes in, because he has a good impact defensively and offensively, so I really like when he comes in. Alright, so then Barcelona, on the other hand, Garcia was going to come in for Casado, playing the same position, and Torres, he was going to come in for Olmo, but now Rafinha was going to play as a number 10, and he was going to be on the left. I really like this also, because Rafinha, he likes to be in the middle, he likes to be part of the creation, so he allows Ferran and Remal to just play the wing and do good crosses or shoot if possible. But then when this happened in the 70th minute or so, Barrios, he sees Gallagher making a good run behind Conce back. But because remember, Barcelona's defensive line is super high, so they have a huge space there. Anyway, then when Gallagher starts approaching the box, Sorloth is just right there waiting in the penalty spot, and he just pushes it in, and he scores a 2-0. Barcelona were complaining about this goal because there was a handball from the ball 15 seconds ago, the goal. But the VAR checked it, and they didn't call that, so it was 2-0 for Atletico. But Barcelona reacted. Actually, Martinez, he was going to go high on the pitch with the ball, trying to find spaces, and he finds Lewandowski just outside, just on the edge of the box. And Lewandowski gets the ball, turns, and he shoots. And that gave Barcelona some hope. And that was the 2-1. That goal really came out of nowhere. So Atletico, they got a little surprised. They were in shock. They didn't know if to go to attack or defend, because obviously they wanted to keep that 2-1, but they didn't want to lose the 3 points. But just a few seconds later, Rafinha is going to give a great cross to Ferran Torres. Ferran makes this run, and then he gives a header, and he scores the 2-2 for Barcelona. And now Atletico, they were really surprised. They didn't know how to react on that. Then in the 78th minute, so they were going to try to defend the 1 point at least. So Jimenez was going to come in for the ball, and Molina was going to come in for Simeone. So now Llorente was going to go high as a midfielder, and they were going to play almost like a 5-4-1 like this. Griezmann is usually like this, but it could also be like a 5-3-2. Alright. Anyway, but then in the last 10 minutes, this was a very open match, because as you were going to see, Barcelona, they were going to go for the wing, and Atletico, they wanted to get at least 1 point or go for the 3 points. So there were a lot of spaces in the midfield. You couldn't know who to defend. Everybody was just all over the place. Plus, they were getting tired, especially the wings, from going back and forth. Then Araujo, he came in for Koundé, because Koundé got a yellow card, and Balde was going to leave also for Martin, because he was getting super tired. Still this information. And then Riquelme was going to give him for Griezmann, because Griezmann was getting tired too, but he was going to play on the right, so everybody was going to move that way. And still this information. But then this is where it got interesting, because Yamal, out of nowhere, he shoots, and there's a big deflation in Reinildo. And then Oblak obviously is not able to keep that, because he was going on the opposite direction. And that was the 3-2. And now Atletico, they were really so frustrated, because they had a horrible week so far. And then Gavi came in for Pedri. And when Atletico, they were building from the back, from a throwing, Rafinha gets the ball back, he passes it to Torres, and Ferran Torres, he goes to his right-hand side, and he shoots, and Oblak is not able to keep that. And that was the 4-2 in the 96th minute or so. So it was a really horrible week for Atletico, but Barcelona won, and it's very interesting in La Liga. So anyway, that was the final stats. As you can see, it was all Barcelona and sad for Atletico, because once they score 1 goal, they always try to defend, and that's not the best way to keep a score, in my opinion. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Thanks.